So I made a post on my Instagram today about an interesting topic, and my friend made a comment about it as well, and it rings so true about mentorship and the levels of mentorship that you're going to come across, and how you have to be so much more selective the further you get along in your journey of personal development. Okay? Now, I'll give you a little bit of a story of my journey in getting mentors and developing in certain areas, whether it's fitness and so on. Okay, when I was 15, I started working out. I was doing bodyweight stuff. I had no idea what I was doing, but I got into looking up YouTube videos, workouts, what's the best thing to do. And I was doing that for a couple of years, just trying to figure it out by myself. So the first form of mentorship that I ever really went into was more fitness side of things, but also it started going into personal development, which then led to business aspirations of mine. And I started investing in mentorships. And what was interesting is that in the beginning of your journey, when you're starting to get into the world of getting mentors, in a way, you benefit from investing into most people, simply because of the fact that the characteristics that people have in the beginning of their journey of personal development are just lots of laziness and basically unawareness of what to do, lack of information. And it's very easy to benefit from just getting even a pretty shitty mentor. However, as you start to progress and you get a few mentors and you progress and you start becoming less lazy, you become more educated, the advice that you then want to seek becomes a lot more specific. Simply because of the fact that in the beginning, you can get value easily just from developing more character traits of discipline and having something to work off of. But over time, once you get past that step of just the basics in regards to, hey, what are the character traits you want to develop to accomplish any goal? And what's the basic information that you can start implementing and that most people should be implementing to get that kind of progress towards a goal that they set? Once you get those simple characteristics of basic actions you can do every day and so on and so forth, the way to think about things, the actual advice to get next level goals or get to a more advanced state in your life, you have to be so much more specific and you have to choose mentors so much more wisely. And as well, you have to be so much more in tune with yourself and what you really want. Simply because of the reason that most of us, when we start our journey with mentorships, we don't really know what we want. You know, we go through some things thinking it's what we want, but then we go down that path and we're like, okay, this actually isn't really conducive of the lifestyle that I want. And that's happened with me several times, you know, and I've done business mentorships, for example, where I'm like, this isn't how I want to execute this. And I've had to rework things. You know, I got results with that model, but I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. And over time, you have to start listening to yourself a bit more. Now, if you can do that from the beginning, great. But I found personally, in the beginning, I had no idea. Like, I was just trying to learn. You know, I would see an end result and I'm like, I have zero idea. Just give me something, you know? But then over time, I can look at that and now have more of a filter for what's more applicable to me and what's not. And especially when you start entering the realm of what are your unique strengths and how do you want your life to look on an individual basis that's only unique to you, when you start hitting that point, you actually have to start learning to tread your own path, to actually take your own ideas more seriously. In the beginning, you can be a robot. You can just be, hey, step 1, 2, 3, 4. It's totally fine. But then eventually you hit a point where it's like, well, if you want to do it different, well, you are the different person, which means you have to start tapping into your own intuition a little bit more. So yes, there is a balance of find people who are exactly in the state or place that you want to be. There is a balance of that, 100%. But if there is a level of uniqueness to what you want and your own unique talents that you have that no one else has, you also have to start being in tune with this in yourself. What can it look like for you, right? Anyone who's paved their path at such a high level, most of them have tapped into their own unique abilities and they've gone hard on that unique ability and that strength. They've amplified it. So if you try to do it their way, but it's not your unique strength, you just won't do it to the same level that they've done it. Because it's not your way, it's not your strength that comes natural to you. And there's a difference between doing it in a system or whatever it is. It's like, hey, well, teach me the system that you use. That's different. I'm talking about unique ability. What is your unique strength? If they've done their career in a way that served their unique strength and they took it far because that's what they're good at, and that's not what you want to do, and you're really good at something else, maybe you should think about that and go, okay, well, how can I utilize this unique strength and then go far that way? But the only way to have that discussion in the first place is to listen to yourself. So it's just a very interesting place of life that I'm at as well, which is, I've gone through a lot of mentors and taken that process, and obviously I coach as well in my own space with fitness and mindset. But there's just a point where you want to go real far, you almost have to kind of pave your own path. You have to pave your own path to a degree. And it's a very interesting place because it can be a confusing one. It can be one that's not very clear. But there's a reason why most people don't walk that path, is because there's so much uncertainty. But if you are willing to go through it, you might get rewarded in a way that most people don't get rewarded. The thing is, you might not as well. And that, I guess, is the beauty of exploring those kind of paths. But in this life, if you truly give it 100%, I really do believe that things will find a way to work out. If you're truly trying, you'll find a way to work out. And what's the worst case? You can always fall back to the same old thing you were doing, or there's always a way. There's an abundance of resource in this world. So why not walk that path? Because I don't know about you, but there's nothing worse to me than looking back if I was like 80 years old, going, oh, what if, I could have done that. I knew I should have, but I didn't because I was scared. That's just not a place that I want to be at. So I'd rather go through the path of uncertainty to really just experience that part of life, because life's an experience. So why not experience it to its fullest of what you could be? It's just something to think about. So be in tune with yourself. Yes, if you're in a position to where you maybe don't know too much, just find someone you resonate with in the space that you want to develop and follow it A to Z. But over time, especially in the business space, you do have to start listening a bit more to yourself as well. And at the end of the day, you are the final decision maker. You can take information in, but you are the last person that goes through, the decision-making process goes through. It's you.